No, Christmas has been quite good. I've been out for Christmas, had some good fun there. I bought my wife one of those new hamster skin coats. 165 hamsters sewn together. I took her to Blackpool for Christmas. Took me 5 hours to get her off the big wheel. I thought she can't have one present. I've got into the shop. I said, can I have a see-through nightie? She said, what size? I said, 48, 58, 48. She said, what do you want to see through that for? Oh, the fellow went to the vet's with his dog, and the vet said to him, Sayar. He said, it's not me, mate. He said, it's the dog. He said, Sayar! He said, what on earth for? He said, well, it's dead. Oh, the fellow went to the doctor, said, doctor, he said, I can't say me F's, me T's, or me TH's. Doctor said, well, you can't say fairer than that, then. Take it easy, love. Someone's got to sit there tomorrow. Take it easy. But a blonde bird driving down the street, all over the road. And the old Bill's pulled her over and he said, excuse me, love. He said, do you realise you're all over the road? She said, I know. Wherever I look, I think I'm in a tree. He said, I'm sorry, madam. He said, that's the air freshener. It's the ones not laughing and the ones don't get it, you know what I mean? That's how you get any idea. Like the fellow went in a bookshop. He said, can I have a copy of the Lord's Prayer? He said, yes, sir. He said, would you like it wrapped? He said, yes, please. He went, how, Father? Ooh, out in heaven. Hallowed be thy name. Ah, kingdom come. Come on, get it. Then you love them gags, they're great, aren't they? Like the two fellas standing in a pub in London, one said to the other, said, here, Charlie. He said, I've been to the pictures tonight. He said, I've been to see that film, Armageddon. The world ends in 2 minutes. He said, what would you do if the world ended in 2 minutes? He said, me? I'd sleep with everything that moved. What about you? He said, I'd stand still. See? See, I do come from London, peoples, and, you know, we've got all the Americans now invading our country. Have you noticed that? Coming over because of the rate of the dollar, buying our houses. And they're trying to revamp London, you know, posh it up a little bit, you know. If you originally come from Clapham, that is now called Clam. If you originally come from Balham, that is now called Balm. If you originally come from Battersea, that is now called Batosia. I come from a little fishing village in London called Whitechapel. Beautiful place. Just down the road to St Ratford. Beautiful place. And Americans have to talk to you. Have you noticed this? If you've ever been on a cruise or anything, Americans have to talk to you. Happens to me. I walk through town. As soon as they realise Londoner, up he comes. Hi, how are you? I said, yeah, I'm all right. He said, can you help me? I said, well, I'll try. He said, can you tell me, what is that building over there? I said, well, that one, mate. He said, yeah. I said, that is a hospital. He said, hospital? He said, in America, we've got hospitals 19, 20 times that size. I said, yeah, you would have. That's a mental hospital. I went past one of them nut houses. I can hear all the nutters inside going 13, 13, 13. I thought, what's going on in there? I've bent down, I've looked through a hole in the fence. One of them's poked me right in the eye. All the nutters are going 14, 14. Bad luck, I tell I suffer with bad luck, me, you know. I'll tell you. I'll go through some things, me. And, you know, I like to try and read the papers and get the little things from the papers, you know. Like in Wales. Do you see in Wales this week? They've found 2 new uses for sheep. Food and war. Then in Yorkshire, all the kids have been caught injecting the drug ecstasy into the gaps between their teeth. It's called eBay gum. Got the Northerners in, and we look nice little pie pints and mushy peas, lovely day out. Best one though, in Liverpool this week, you seen that? In Liverpool, they've had a vote on the euro, decided to get rid of it and keep the gyro. If you read the Telegraph, we've got any posh people in? Right? No, not you, love. No, it wouldn't be you, would it? You mean you've got some flowers on your sideboard and nobody's dead, is that right? Is it really? Right? The Telegraph, they've been doing the thing about the restaurant staff. They say in England our restaurant staff should be doing the American thing. They should be more friendly. Dear, oh dear, they drive me mad, restaurant staff in England. Do they, you? You go out for a meal, you sit down with your husband, your wife. You get your meal, you've had one mouthful, she's in. Is everything okay, sir? I just look up and say no and carry on eating. Now that does their brains in because they have to come back. What is the problem, sir? And I just look up and say, I can't sell my house. What is it with this country? They'll come over at the end of the meal, don't they? They go, tea or coffee? I go, dunno, give up. What is it? It's like when you walk down the high street. They take us for idiots in England, don't they? They put signs in the high street that mean nothing. I'll give you an example. Ears pierced while you wait. Can you imagine coming back 2 weeks later? Excuse me, love, I can't collect my ears. It's mad, isn't it? You know, like that poor woman that's been missing. She's been missing for 6 weeks, right? It's gospel true, Great Yarmouth. Been missing for 6 weeks, and the husband gets a phone call to say that there is a body being washed ashore. Picture the scene on the beach. You've got the husband, the cozzers, the coast guards. And they drag this woman out the sea. And as they pull her out the sea, she's got 4 lobsters attached to her body. And the coppers looked up and said to the husband, he said, well, mate, he said, what do you want to do? And the husband said, well, you have 2. He said, I'll have the other 2, sling her back in and set her again for tomorrow. See, it's hard to come out and have a laugh now, though, isn't it? It is hard, you know. You turn on the television, you've got war and everything. There's nothing on telly that's anything any good, is there? I mean, like, even the sport. I'll ask you a question, mate. What's the most boring sport on television? Hello, I'm boss-eyed now as well. Hello. Cricket. What's the most boring sport on television, mate? Football. Darts. Golf. You're all wrong. I'll tell you the most boring sport on television. It's that London Marathon. It comes on your television for 7.5 hours, and all you watch is 70,000 heads going... I'll tell you how to liven that up, mate. At the end of each mile, shoot the last 6! You'll see some serious running then, won't you? They won't be running around as crocodiles then, will they? More to the point, you wouldn't get that div walking around the street in a diving suit for 3 days.